There was a time when the middle class was the dream. Work hard, buy a home, raise a family, take a vacation once a year, retire comfortably. That was the promise. And for decades it worked. But today, millions of people feel something is wrong. They are working harder than ever, yet falling further behind. Salaries are rising, but life is getting more expensive even faster. And the most shocking part? This isn't temporary. Many economists now believe the middle class is slowly disappearing. Not in a dramatic crash, not in a single crisis, but in a quiet, steady, and relentless squeeze. Today, we're going to explore what's really happening to the middle class, why it's shrinking across the world, and what the future could look like if this trend continues. Stay with me, because the final part of this story may change how you think about money forever. Part 1. The Golden Age of the Middle Class. To understand what's happening, we have to go back in time. After World War II, many countries experienced an economic boom. Jobs were plentiful, wages were rising, housing was affordable, education opened doors. One income could support an entire family. Think about that. One salary, one home, one stable life. Factories were expanding, businesses were growing. The economy rewarded ordinary workers. This period became known as the Golden Age of the middle class. And for decades, people believed this lifestyle would last forever. But history rarely stays the same. Part 2. The Turning Point. Something changed in the late 1970s. At first, it was subtle. Wages stopped growing as fast. Living costs began creeping upward. Then globalization accelerated. Companies discovered they could produce goods cheaper overseas. Factories moved. Manufacturing jobs disappeared. Communities changed overnight. Millions of stable middle-class jobs vanished. And they were replaced with service jobs, gig jobs, and temporary contracts. Jobs that paid less. Jobs that offered less security. Jobs that were easier to replace. The middle class didn't collapse overnight. It began to shrink. Slowly, quietly. Part 3. The Wage versus Cost Crisis. Here is the heart of the problem. Wages have increased over time, but the cost of living has increased much faster. Housing, healthcare, education, childcare, the 4 pillars of middle-class life. And all 4 have become dramatically more expensive. A home that once cost 3 years of salary now costs 10 or more. University education that used to be affordable now creates decades of debt. Healthcare expenses can wipe out savings in months. Childcare costs rival full-time salaries. It's not that people earn less. It's that life costs more, much more. Part 4. The two-income trap. In the past, one income could support a family. Today, 2 incomes are often required just to maintain a similar lifestyle. This created what economists call the two-income trap. Family income rises, but so do housing prices, because the market adjusts to what households can pay. And suddenly, 2 incomes became the new normal. But this created a dangerous problem. If one income disappears, the entire household becomes financially vulnerable. Part 5. The Wealth Gap Explosion. The richest households have seen massive growth in wealth, because modern economies increasingly reward assets rather than wages. Stocks rise, real estate rises, investments grow. People who own assets become wealthier. People who rely only on salaries fall behind. This created a new divide, an ownership economy and a working economy. And the middle class is stuck between them, caught in the middle, exactly where the pressure is strongest. Part 6. The Psychological Shift. The middle class was never just about money. It was about stability, security, predictability, confidence in the future. Today, that confidence is fading. Young adults delay buying homes. Birth rates decline because financial stability feels uncertain. It changes how entire generations live. Part 7. The Future of the Middle Class. So what happens next? There are 2 possible futures. In the optimistic scenario, new industries create new opportunities. But in the pessimistic scenario, the economy splits into 2 groups: a small, wealthy asset-owning class, a large working population with limited financial security, a society with fewer people in the middle. And once the middle class shrinks too far, rebuilding it becomes extremely difficult. The middle class is not disappearing overnight, but it is changing, shrinking, adapting, struggling to keep up with a faster and more expensive world. What kind of world will exist if the middle class stops being the majority? And more importantly, where will you fit into that future? Subscribe for more. Could change your tomorrow.